We are live. I hope. Yes, it looks like we're live. We're streaming Kaizen today. We kind of wrapped up TIS 100 now. It has come to my attention since I wrapped up TIS 100 that there's one more level to do, and that's what's going on. My window messed up there. All right. Yeah, so there's one more level, kind of a hidden level. I don't think I would have found it on my own necessarily, but I'm going to skip it for now, and we can come back to it later and see how it goes. Additionally, I have a new setup for my mic and stuff, so please let me know if anything sounds off or too loud or anything like that. I'm just readjusting some stuff here. Hopefully it'll be easier for me to not miss chats. That's the goal. Let's announce that we're live. I'm live streaming Kaizen. Okay. Yep, there we go. Nope, I'm good. I'm good, thank you. All right. Back to where we were. Okay, yeah, so we're going to do Kaizen. So, to come clean, I have played this before. I should have deleted the save file just now. So, theoretically, we'll be starting fresh today, which is the goal. As I said, I have played before. I got through some of the levels, not many. It does not look like deleting the save file worked. Okay, well, we'll just play through these again then until we catch up. So, jumping right in here. Let's turn the game down for me. So the story of Kaizen here is that we are an American worker who has gone to Japan in the 80s, and we're looking for a job. Well, we have a job. Supposed to be an office job, I believe. I don't remember exactly what career it is, but we end up getting put in work in a different way than we anticipated. Right? So I don't know. Not going to read everything here, but yeah, I may just skip the story
Hello?
piece. But yeah.
I'm David. David Sugimoto?
Oh, yes. You're one of the new hires this year, aren't you? We've been expecting you. Welcome to Matsuzawa Manufacturing Factory Number 1. This building has a real nostalgic feeling, doesn't it?
There must be a mistake.
I'm afraid you might have the wrong person. I was hired to work on the international sales team.
I'm a salesman.
This old factory has been through a lot over the years, but
Very good
its equipment still
salesman.
works beautifully. I'll support you, so there's nothing to fear. You'll be putting together production lines before you know it.
This doesn't make any sense. I came from America to work in business. I don't know anything about
We're going to be doing production
Looks like we're about to start the morning assembly. Come join us.
I think there's a mini game here.
Wait, what is this? What's going on?
Just copy my movements.
All right, well, we're going to have to pause early here. And we're back. All right. So we'll just copy our movements. We're using the arrow keys here. All right, failed immediately right off the bat. That's great. So we got a little like DDR game here. Oh, my timing is bad here. This is not that hard. Just At least they don't make you stand in front of a camera and do this. Oop, oop, okay, alright. A little off there. What does this have to do with building production lines? That's what I'm wondering. Alright, maybe now we are stretched enough to build production lines.
I'm not used to moving much so early in the morning.
Are you feeling it yet?
Feeling it?
The Matsuzawa spirit, of course. Surely you're getting a taste of it by now.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, I feel it.
Maybe.
Of course you do.
Stretched.
Now let's take this spirit with us into the factory.
Yeah, part of me clung to the idea that this was all a mistake. We'll just go along with it, right? Alright, now we're gonna do Corporate Binder. So the goal of this game is to take this product. We've got some entry points. I think this one's pretty much... Well, it's already solved. Can I delete my solutions? Can I delete my solutions? Probably not. Hello, alright. I can't even like... Oh, I guess you don't edit this one. Maybe that's it. Okay, that's my doorbell. I'm gonna have to take a break real quick and see what's going on there. Alright, that delivery driver decided to ring the doorbell. So I'm not sure... Not sure what's going on here. We'll just go to the next one. I can't start any of these. Oh, I don't have any... I do have code in this one. Ah. There we go. There we go, yeah. You have to visually have it completed. So we build that and then it's not gonna show us. That's fine. You know what? Let me try and get this deleted here. This should have been deleted.
Kaizen, a factory story.
There we go, okay. Ah, perfect. There we go. Now we're starting fresh. I should have gotten that done beforehand, but it wasn't successful. Because the cloud saves. Alright, we've seen this. Can I skip this? I apparently cannot skip this. We have to watch the title sequence here. Hello, title sequence. That's interesting. All right, fine. You don't want to play ball. Come on, over there. Okay. Now we can skip through here.
Hello? I'm David. David Sugimoto?
Oh, yes. We've been... Welcome to this...
Yeah. We're going to try to make the same choices that we made the first time.
Looks like... Come join us.
Sorry if you're just now joining. Doesn't look like anybody
Wait,
is.
just copy.
Here we go. We're going to do this again. You know. Maybe I can do better this time. Except I've already messed up. This part's the easy part. We're just doing some simple button presses. It's when they start breaking it apart where things get a little complicated. Not here. Of course I messed up there. Right here. I didn't say hard, I said complicated. Compared to other like rhythm and pressing games, it's actually quite simple. As a former player of Dance Dance Revolution and Guitar Hero, Rock Band.
Oh, of course. Now then.
Okay, now we can get started with our first mission, the corporate binder. I've never operated a factory. Good thing we can fix that. Starting a production line were more difficult than pressing a button. I might be worried, but I'm sure that's something you can do. I can press a button, probably. Who knows, right? Okay, here goes nothing. Let's hop right in there. So we want to make this corporate binder. We've got to place some parts, so we don't get to place any parts in this puzzle. We don't get to program anything in this puzzle either. So what we do is we just simply go through each step. And then it completes it. So if you didn't notice, the way this game works is we weld parts together. So that's what these things are, they're welders. And so we take these individual parts, we move them into place, we weld. As soon as the spawner, like right here, this space where this binder piece appears, as soon as that appears, or as soon as it's revealed, the next part will appear in its place. So we can leverage that. So what happens here is like we grab it, we rotate it, move these two binder pieces in place, and then we merge that. Of course, we didn't build that. That was pretty simple. Yep, told you it was simple. But if you ever worked in a factory yourself, you won't even realize what you're missing. So, of course, everybody's the same there. What's the next one? We're gonna build a portable radio. I'm going to give you some components, you'll assemble the parts. Hold on, that sounds like a big leap from just pressing a button. It's like an old school radio. We're just talking about the radio. This is what it looks like. Here's some parts. So this is the radio we want to build. It's got 3 different components, but as you can see, like they kind of go together. 1, 2, 3. So it's pretty straightforward. Then we have a welder that will weld the piece. So welding is really the only tool we have. So we can kind of like drag our components out here. Just drop them anywhere, doesn't really matter. Now we need to weld them. Hello. There we go. So we put that there, and then we have to weld this piece here. And so we're done. That was difficult. Very hard to build a radio. I tell you what. Building a radio is the most complicated thing in the game. Not really. That's level 2. They still sell, even though they're old in the 80s, surprisingly. But, yeah. I don't want to reveal too much story. You know, play the game, enjoy it. It's a good game. But I've got to go through these story bits.
Here are the copies of the employee handbook that you requested.
Oh, thanks. You can set them over there.
Of course, I need the employee handbook.
This must be the new employee.
That we're introducing a new character.
You heard correctly. This is David from Indiana.
Nice to meet you, David from Indiana. I'm Tomoe. I hope Oyama-san isn't giving you too much trouble.
No trouble at all.
I see Oyama-san has really taken...
It's only natural. This time is very important. Learning the company's history and policies is one thing, but truly becoming a part of it is another matter.
And if you ever want to learn how to serve tea and make copies, come to me.
That sounds like fun.
Sure, that sounds great.
That was a joke. After all, I'm sure you'll have more important...
I mean, we could build a factory line for serving tea and making copies, right? All right, time for a world clock. I like this. Isn't it just 2 clocks? Yes, it is. It's a world clock. You have 2 clocks. You have 1 clock for one time zone, 1 clock for the other time zone. You got 2 clocks. Who doesn't love 2 clocks, right? Where are we at? Okay, yeah. So we got 2 clocks. They're identical. This is going to introduce the pushing part. So now we're getting basically like a command. This is our code. So this is going to push arm A 3 spaces, and if we grab something, we can pull it towards us. Most of the commands are going to be pulls. We can kind of get through there. So we only have this one input part, but the output is, again, just 2 clocks. Just 2 clocks. So let's take this arm here. We'll put a welder there, and then we can push some code here. So there we go. Arm A, we need to move it like, I think 3. Kind of told us what to do. Which should be 1, 2, 3. So if we move ahead, then we need to retract arm A. So we want to grab off, and we want to pull it back. Then we've got to step forward again, and we're done. We have built a world clock. So we're not writing like traditional code here in this game. So the way these, well, of course it didn't show the measurement yet. Yeah. Oh yeah, we get a world clock, so we know what time it is in Indiana and Japan. That's why they're so beneficial, these world clocks. So we're kind of measured on time, like steps. Apparently we can make it faster, which I have an idea on how we can do that. And then the cost and the area. So if we keep editing, what we could do is, right now we have 2 commands. So if we remove those, we simply start over here, and we can pull it once. Hello. We want grab on, and we want to pull it that way, and we're done. That's how we get our time down. Our cost is the same, area is the same. So area is like total number of spaces that your solution takes up in the grid. It's not the most intuitive thing to calculate. Oh, now we get to build a wristwatch. I think now we're going to start being able to rotate. Yeah, I can already see it down there. We get the rotate command. So this watch has a back piece. Some parts are different on the front and back. It's like you can see rotating it here. So we don't want to make it this way where the back is facing up. We want to make sure that that top side is facing up. But you could kind of see the solution, right? We only have these 2 input parts, so there's half of it. So what we can do is we can put a welder here, and we can put an arm here, and then we can add a rotation. We're just going to rotate. So it's going to weld, and then rotate and weld, and then we have to flip it back over, because that's the completed. This is not complete. This is complete. And so you can see that area, like from here to here, that's 4. And then from the top, so that's what, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 4 by 7. So like 28 is going to be our area score for this, I believe. That's my estimate. That's certainly a wristwatch, if I've ever seen one. Yeah, 28. That's our. So that's how the area is calculated. So you want to try to reduce that. You want to try to reduce your cost, and of course, you always want to try to reduce your time. This time we get a letter from our parents. They work in an automotive company, and so that's fun. Night vision goggles, but they're not real night vision. But so this kind of story, he wanted to build night vision goggles, but like not real ones, so he wanted to fake it. But people liked the actual binoculars. This is introducing a new welder type. So we've seen the side-by-side welder, which welds any 2 parts. This one will weld 2 components in front of it. So it can save space, especially since we have the 2 components that make up one lens. And then we have this centerpiece here. So what we could do is maybe Plop that there. Plop that there. Plop that one there. Rotate it. And then we gotta flip it back over. And we're done. These first few ones are actually pretty simple. I mean, even into like level 3, the challenges weren't super complicated. At least not like ramping up like in, I forget the alchemy one, the Zachtronics alchemy game. Let's see. Yeah, but binoculars make a great toy. Everybody loves binoculars. So my area score is pretty bad. You could probably do better with that. Actually not sure. So again, we've got 2 spaces here. We don't have another choice right now. So the question is, how could we save space? We've got 2 extra units there. We're already adding this one. So if we move it down here, that's not gonna work. Yeah, what we need to do is we need to put this back up where we were, and we need to take this and turn it around up here. So now we've saved this whole row. Where else can we save? I'm not sure if we could save anywhere else. We should have saved a couple of rows though, so we should be good to go. Yeah, there we go. We saved those 5. We've optimized. Defender Bot. This is the one on the cover of the game. So it's like a toy robot. Everybody loves toy robots. So this is where they're introducing the scores tutorial wise. All right, so our output is this robot. We've got a body, we've got an arm, and we've got a leg, and we've got a head. So obviously we probably want to rivet that. We're gonna have to rotate. We could stash this in here because we're already paying for that space. We could maybe stash this in here because we're already paying for that. So that'll rivet that piece. And then of course we need another riveter, whatever. So we want to rotate it and then rotate it. So that'll weld that and we're done. We will get into more movement. Right now they're very static solutions. So we'll get there. Yeah, we did good on area. We saved some good area. We did good on that one. Of course, like I said, these are pretty simple problems. So this is the introduction of the boss. He really likes the David, and he wants to send us to another factory
Yes,
in the company.
I mean, that's the state I'm from.
Huh. You're like a real Indiana Jones.
Of course, we're Indiana Jones because we're from Indiana.
I'm not sure that Indiana Jones is actually...
In Japan, though, we say Indy Jones.
I see.
Yeah.
Oyama, I need to ask you a favor.
Of course, please do.
We need someone to help set up the plastic food operation. You know, Ishibashi and his team. Do you think Indiana David here can do it?
David, you like Japanese food, don't you?
Do I like Japanese food? Sure. I mean, I'm living in Japan, right?
Oyama, you should...
What?
I'm concerned about an American going out there.
Yeah, he doesn't want to send us
Hope you have
alone.
fun out there.
You too, Mugi.
So he's
and
sending
your sincere
all of
support.
us for some reason.
That's right. The 3 of you together will help each other and help Ishibashi. This is what our company needs. Any questions?
So now we're moving on. I think this changes. We were in spring, so this should be fall, right? We're moving out into the countryside.
Wow. After all that,
You sure aren't.
why? What's the problem with it?
Well, it's just so far away from everything.
Of course,
out of the
Oyama-san
way, so
feels
it
like this
kind of-
But he
is
said
not
it
a
was
good
important.
Let me
move.
tell you something about Terahata. Matsuzawa. Every time Terahata plays golf with him, Matsuzawa Kaicho wins the bet. Why? It's not because the chairman is a better player. See what I'm saying? That's the kind of person Terahata is.
And what about you, Oyama?
I was invited to golf with the chairman just once.
Is that why Terahata-san is your boss?
No, I mean, probably not.
Intentionally losing to the boss. I couldn't...
You're lucky, Tomoe-chan. Once you get married, corporate...
Of course, we're in the 80s,
Yeah,
so
lucky.
marriage solves all things for the ladies. They don't have to work after that. That's the joy of the 80s, I guess. An old mindset. So we're going to this city, and we are going to make these plastic foods. So we're moving away from like random items.
Plastic food in restaurant displays is usually made, but our current customer is a national chain that has, in order to supply them, we'll have to introduce some kind of automation to the manufacturing. At the same time, I don't want to
handmade
lose the
plastic
handcrafted
foods.
quality of these items.
That does sound like a tough balancing act.
It is. I assume that's why
So we're
they
gonna have to
sent
make
this
them
hotshot over there to
handcrafted
help
with
out.
our machines.
Hotshot?
Sounds like the boss talked you up a little bit.
Oh no.
Don't worry, David. This is a team effort. Why don't
Team
you take care
effort.
of the production lines?
I think the art is really good in this game.
I
It
did.
looked like you were having the time of your life.
I was having the time of my life.
While you're doing that,
Cue
I'll work
the
with
80s
Ishibashi-san
song.
on the plastic.
And I'll get us some reference items from the restaurant.
That's a great idea. So
That
Tasty
I don't
Plastic
have.
Task Force?
What? No.
Is that a name you made up just now?
Let's go.
this
All right, now we're gonna make some plastic foods. So in order to make plastic rice, these onigiri look appealing. It can't be too smooth or opaque. Of course, the texture, like he talks a lot about how it has to be textured right, but texture doesn't actually factor into anything. But we do get this piece that lets us like cut and shape. So we have this rice input that's kind of a big block, and we need our output has this space for this thing here. So we've got to put this, like kind of squeeze it in there. And we can't rotate inputs. So we're pretty much stuck to cutting here. So we have this arm that we have to push forward. So we have to move it forward twice. That's gonna do that. Then of course we have to retract it because we can't, if we wanted to move it over, that would be bad. We just cut a piece off there. So we need a second arm now, and this will move over here. So at this point, B is gonna move 2 over. And then maybe we'll move A over here so we're not using a bunch of different components. And we have B. No, B. B will release and retract. At the same time, A will push 2 down. And then for space purposes, what can we do? We need that space. So we really don't have a choice. We just gotta put it here. Right over here. Yeah, so you can see like that jumped over there. What's going on? If we go back in our steps, we see that once this gets pushed down the first time, it welds. So we need to move it over here to prevent that weld from happening. And that's our completed piece. Not the most efficient looking. We'll see how we did on space and time and everything. And of course they talk about how delicious the plastic looks. Our cost was high, our time is high, and our area is high. I wonder, what could we do? We could move this over here since we already have some spaces in here. Okay. Why can't I rotate? Oh, okay, there we go. So you need here. I don't think that's gonna save us a lot of space. We'll see. B now needs to retract, and then think we need that. That's still 4 cost. So I wanna say, like, if we put that somewhere else, or even just if we move, I don't know why. I don't know what I'm thinking there. How do we do this in 2 steps? That's a wonderful question. I think I have an idea. So if we delete that, that's not gonna work. So my idea was that we push that up instead. But we still have to pull it over. We still have to push it down. We still have to pull it up. We still have to pull it over. And then that's gonna take 2 more. That's gonna be 2 more units around the whole thing. So that's not really worth it. I don't know. This is a tough one. What do we got? 4. So yeah, there's a lot of folks doing it in 2. So there must be something obvious that I'm missing here. Rather obvious. Let's see what is going on. We've got to cut it, and then we've got to insert this piece. So one thing that we could do actually is maybe put that there. Yeah. And then as that retracts, then we can use that piece. So that will probably work. Then we don't need... So there's one way that we can do it. That gets us down to 3. And we've saved some money, and we've saved quite a bit of space, but how are we doing it in 2? My best guess is that we use 1 arm. Okay, let's go this way. All right, we use 1 arm here. And we start off extended. Can I extend it more? I cannot extend it more. That'll only extend it once. Which is not what we need. And of course, if I wanted to bring it back further, sinuses are killing me right now. Apologies for that. Alright, so I'm thinking if we could just pull back, but we can't. We could do something like that. But that then is there, right? We still don't have enough space. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how they're doing it in 2 steps. I really don't. That's the best solution that I could see, is that one. We could we even save space on it? So this is adding 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 spaces over here. We would add 10 over here as well. Like, it doesn't matter which direction we go with it. We have to add 10 spaces. And we are already paying, like we're already spending, this is part of our space cost, so this welder isn't costing us anything space-wise. 1 second here. All right. So yeah, I think I'm gonna call this one. I don't see the two-step solution. At least not right now. So we'll move on. Maki Sushi. Let's make something different. So we're still talking about just what's important for these plastic foods. This one's color, not just texture.
Here's what I found.
Okay, all right. I don't need to turn that off. So we've got to produce this kind of 3x2, sorry. From one input. We have one input and we've got to turn it into the 3x3. So obviously we're going to want to push it. We did learn the bump ability, so that lets us like bump. And then we can like weld it. And then we can bump. And so there's our 3. Then we can just bump it with B. Let the B arm bump it. And then the A arm has to bump it again. I'm wondering if I flip this over and I extend that, at this stage, B can now retract 1, and can A start bumping again? No, it'll start bumping here step. I just have to redo all that. I'm wondering what if, because I think this is really similar to the first solution I built. So if we go all the way back, what if we bump? So we want to bump it up with B. We want to bump B bump. And then we want to weld that up there. So that will bump it, weld, and then we can bump with A bump. I think this one's gonna take more, honestly. But we'll see. Maybe not. Actually, maybe not. Let's put those there. Yeah. Maybe we swap them. Whoa! Whoa! That's not what we want. That's not what we want. It's only going to be those 2. Yeah, this one has to be this approach. We'll see how that turns out. Yeah. Looks nice with all 6 rolls in there. Makes a nice little sushi you can put on a plate and serve it up. Oh wow, we did good. We could do better on area. Looks like I did better. I beat myself in area before. So what is... I think that was when I had the kind of the original approach where I built one row and then I moved it. I think that's where I got that lower area from. So we got another letter from our parents. Love, Mom. Yeah, they're very excited that we're enjoying Japan. Now we get to make a sandwich, a katsu sandwich. So this will be fun. This gives us the sliding ability, which is always a fun one, I suppose. We get tracks now, so we can move things along tracks. We can increase tracks, and of course, I just realized there's an area calculation down here. Oh my goodness, and you can show it. Here I am trying to calculate it out in my head. So we need to cut this, right? And we might as well put that there. So you might be tempted to do something really simple. Like I'm just gonna throw this out there. We're gonna put this on a track, and we're like, I'm just gonna carry you on through. And like, that's not a bad, idea. We got like, I think 5. Yeah. And so you get to this point, you're like, I'm not far enough yet. So you can see that we're actually not using all of the track. So we can bring the track in some. So we need to do 6. We need to move 6 down the track. Uh-oh. That's a problem right there. Because we've separated these top and bottom pieces. So this one no longer moves with this one, which is unfortunate. Not ideal at all. So like, how do we fix this easily? We could put an arm up here. That's gonna cost more area, obviously, which is not necessarily what we want. We don't want a whole bunch of area. So we need to try and find a better way to potentially do this. And I don't remember what I did. So this will be good. Well, let's just, you know what? Let's just go ahead and kick off with this approach here. So we've got B there. B will be ready on the grab to retract, just like that. And B's done. Then we're gonna need a welder. So we've got that welded, and we'll need like one more welder up here. So that's a solution in 2 steps. The area cost is bad. What if the molded the bread pieces so they're the right size to start with? Yeah, see our area kind of middle of the pack there. Our cost is pretty low, our time is good. Apparently we can do it in 1 step. I don't know how they're doing these cutting challenges in 1 step. Can we put the cutting tool on a track? I don't think so. Yeah, that doesn't go on a track. And there's unfortunately, there's nowhere on the bread itself where we're able to pull it. I think, does that go all the way across? It does go all the way across. So we could eliminate those if we did a track on the other side, but then we're already bad on area, so we don't want to make the area worse. I wonder if that could go there. Like, I'm actually curious if that could go there and the other piece of bread could go on it. I don't know. I don't know. I'm not seeing these, like, one-step solutions here. I did not put the V-arm back in. We could go overboard. So one thing is important to note when you're playing these kinds of games is that you're not always going to be able to optimize everything. You're not on a track. Yeah. So you're not always going to optimize everything. At least that's how it is with most of the Zachtronics programming games. Of course, this one is not an official Zachtronics game. This is a different company. Can't remember the name. Let's see if I can pull it up real quick. This game is... Show me the store page, please.
Welcome to Matsuzawa
Coincidence.
Factory number 1.
Is the developer. So my understanding is that they are former Zachtronics developers. So I did see a better solution at one point. So it's a very Zachtronics inspired style game, but one of the things that you're not always going to be able to do is, you know, solve your space, time, and complexity all at once. Sometimes you have to make a solution for one of them. So you either like make really small space with a lot of parts, very expensive, but you use very little space, or you use fewer parts to lower your cost, but your time goes out. You know, you've got to make a lot of different steps. So this time we're making sushi, 3 sets of sushi that all have to come together in a pattern here like this. So, man, can I put multiple arms on a track? This is probably not the ideal way to solve this problem, which is fine. Which is fine. We're just having fun with it. We're gonna throw some arms on a track here. Looks like we can. So all 3 of them can move at once. Yeah, and then we're gonna move C, right? So they all move. And then we have a problem because we don't have enough. If we put a riveter here and we put a riveter here, then we only need to do that and that, right? But we've got 2 separate parts, and we don't need 2 separate parts. We need a whole part. So that's not an ideal solution. What could we modify this to go? So we can do that. And then if C went further, if we put that back there, C would only have to move 1 more. So I think A just off. It doesn't matter what direction you move A, as long as your grabbing is off. And then C will move 1 more with grabbing on. Oh, I moved this riveter. Ooh. Yeah, so I couldn't have that riveter there. And then in that case, that would... Yeah. So I need that there so that those... Okay, that one's still... If I put the riveter here, then I can't move. So that breaks that solution. So I think I'm going to have to build the three kind of separately. Like these two. Similar but separate. So this one will bump with A. And we can weld it. Right, so that's our A piece built. Then we'll have here, we'll just kind of attach that there. And we can bump with B. So at the same time, we've got both parts built. Then if we mirror that with shrimp on the other side, where we bump with C, and we get another riveter in there, right? So that weld, that gets all three of our parts. Now we just need to move that up. And then we need to weld the two pieces together, which is easier said than done because, yeah, so if I pull it up with an arm D, D pulls back twice. Why? Oh. No, why are you not? That's the slide. Yep, that's the slide. That's the bump. There we go. Alright, now you pull that back. We can put a welder right there. And then, because we need a welder, so we would need a welder here if this was next to it. So what we want to do is we want to put a welder right here, and then we can bump with A. We can have A bump it again. Why? Yeah, bump it. And now we're done. So we kind of got three components being built and then pieced together. That's probably not going to be space efficient, but yeah, that's sashimi if anybody likes sashimi. Of course, it is plastic. Do not eat it. Ooh, our cost is high. Our area is, we did bad on area, and we did bad on time too. Wait, did I do better? No, I seem to have matched my previous performance here. So, what can we do is the question. Area is 66. We've got a lot of wasted space. We've got a lot of wasted space. Could we bring anything together? I don't think so. Because we're already building the pieces kind of where they need to be ultimately. Actually, I just saw something. If we move these components here, then we could put a welder there. And then we don't need that component. And we don't need the bump. But our area has gone up. Our area has gone up. Why has our area gone up? Why has our area gone up? How do we accomplish that weld? How do we accomplish that weld? In less space. So we got some wasted space here. We could. Oh, we can't get rid of D. If we move D over here, and because then that won't be welded. And we're back in the same problem that we had earlier. Yeah, I don't know. That solution works, so let's move on. Craft and automation.
If you don't mind my asking, Ishibashi-san.
Because I was assigned here.
Well, yes.
Yeah, how do we get into making food? Because I was told to.
No, it was nothing like that. I wouldn't say I had any particular interest in food above anything else.
Why is this not working? Okay. Okay, let me update this real quick. I'm messing with my stream manager over here. Sorry if I missed your chats. Apparently, when you edit it, it disables. I don't know, this is really weird. I want that to come down. Let's move this way. Okay. And now it's updating automatically. Okay. Should be good to go though. Chat's right visible.
Was it an interest in plastics then?
Was it an interest in plastics?
I don't know.
I know the real reason, Ishiba, because he's stubborn.
Stubborn? Who says I'm stubborn?
We're gonna just take that off. We don't need that.
Matsuzawa Kaicho.
Are you saying he said...
Oh, no, that's not. David, you've worked with Ishibashi-san for a while.
He's very dedicated.
Exactly. Ishibashi-san is many things, but he won't be satisfied with anything but the best that he and his team can, and that's why he was...
I see.
He was assigned here because he wants the best. Yeah. David, this is your time to shine. Make a hamburger. All right. Yeah. Yep, they want us to capture the American hamburger. Now, I only have one bread, but I need two breads. I need it attached here, and then I need it attached here. So I need this patty to end up next to the the bun. I want to say, what do I want to say? We can weld these two together here. And if I do that, this would have to go up here. So if I rotated it at that point, if I rotate it there, so what I'm thinking of doing is if we rotate it, so let's get the weld. So that's going to weld these pieces together. If we had an arm there that then rotated, you know, how do we Do we need to put it on the lettuce? Is that where we rotate it? We covered up the bun though. So we're either too far away from the bun or we've covered up the bun. So I'm almost wondering, since we need lettuce on top, what if we did something like this? I don't know what I'm thinking. I guess we will. If that's the case, then we would put. No, we want lettuce to end up on top, right? So we flip it, and then we bump it. Where's bump? Bump it. Well, I can't. Oh, A can't bump. B bumps, yeah. And then we're done. That's one approach. How bad of an approach is that? Yeah, so this restaurant chain is gonna be a burger sushi joint. The best combination. Space isn't bad, time isn't bad, cost is not the greatest. Katsu Curry. Yeah, so this one's fun. We get to make some curry. So this one, we've got these two pieces that take up, as you can see, they take up 4 squares by 3. But we have a problem. This is 2 by 3. This is 3 by 3. So we got to cut the top off of that and then join it with this. And then this one needs to be a stack of 4. So we can easily do the stack of 4 with some bumps. We're gonna bump, 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 bump. I mean, we can't really get away from the bumping. We don't need that bump. So there's our 4 stack. Then we have our piece here. Okay, 1 second, folks. Just taking care of the kiddo. He was messaging me. Dog's barking downstairs. Probably somebody on the sidewalk. That's why dogs bark. Okay, so we need to shave the top of the rice off, and it needs to go here. So I'm thinking the easiest way to do that is gonna be, we do this here, and we do one. So the simplest way, maybe not the cheapest, because we're gonna spend a couple million yen here. We do need that there, and we need to come there. I think we need to start in the middle, yeah. So we're gonna put the cutter here, and we're gonna put the arm here. And then that arm is gonna move. That's not gonna work because we're merging those two together. So we get to this point, we are not where we need to be. I don't want to use more area, but I'm not sure how else we can make this half of the mixture without them being like, I mean, we could move it with arms, but the problem is that we've got this piece. And we could end up with the same... What is going on? Oh my goodness. What is going on here? Okay. So if we flip this piece upside down, we kind of have the same problem, except this one isn't going to be moving. All right, so we move this up here, and we end up with the same piece, but we can't then put that there, or that's going to end up breaking things. So we could put that there. Oh, we already had one. So once the rice comes over, then that's welded. Then we need that to be welded. How do we weld that piece? That is the question that needs answering. And I'm wondering if the answer... well, that's not gonna work. I was gonna put something here, but then we can't slide through. Oh, we're in a predicament here. Let's see. We are in a predicament. We need to so everything's welded except for this piece. So this is one unit, but this piece is still kind of off on its own. So what can we do to fix that? We need them to merge. We need it to merge with the rice. We need it to merge with the rice. But we also need this to merge with it. I think before we were a little bit closer when we were bumping from the other side. Up, I need you up. From here, right? Yeah. Of course, we are too far down. Of course. So we have this set up. So we've got there, but now we need to solve this, which could be that is a tough one. Yeah, I really think the katsu just has to get pushed in. Well, no, that doesn't solve the problem of this rice and curry portion. So I think this cutter's gonna have to move. We're gonna have to move the cutting. As fancy as it is to just slide in, we don't have any way to merge these two, and that's turning into a problem. So I don't really want to move the curry, but we are moving the curry. Do we move down there? So curry stays there. We now slide in. Still not ideal. We need to come down one more step with it because it needs to come over and up. Right? Yeah, because it moves all the way over immediately. And then this one would push it up too. And we could now have a welder here. So that's going to solve it for us. That's not an ideal. That's definitely not going to be a performance solution. But it will solve the problem. It'll get us to the end. A little bit more action going on now that we're here. So, apparently in Japan, curry's like a home meal that is popular. No. Area, money, time, okay. Maybe it wasn't as bad as I thought it would be. I thought it would be pretty bad. Let's see. Job well done. We have finished our job out here in the fall.
I wouldn't have been able to concentrate on the
to make super tasty plastic foods. No problem.
To be honest,
it was easy.
I've never in my life. I guess I would say
they're very unique.
Let's not consider this too deeply.
By the way, I wish to apologize for keeping you here for so long. I do hope you were able to enjoy the area a little bit in your free time. Gifu Prefecture has all kinds of interesting history and culture. Many years ago, this area was famous for sword making.
Ooh, sword making.
There's no need for swords today. But that spirit lives on. Now some of the world's finest can.
From sword maker to knife maker.
Cooking plastic food with me in our... Wow.
We got a knife.
Yes, really. This style of knife is called a santoku.
This is amazing. But
Surely there's someone in your life who likes to cook, or there will be sooner.
Thank you very much, Ishibashi.
Well, I have to say I'm looking forward to finding. I'll kind of miss the challenge.
Somebody will use the knife, even if I don't, or David doesn't, right?
But it's the business of
he'll meet somebody who wants to use it.
You must be tired. Let's try to relax while we can.
Sounds like a good idea.
I'm all in for some downtime.
My question is, what did Tomoe come for? A young manager. Now it's spring. Did we do spring? We did spring, fall, spring?
Here we are again.
So much for getting a day off.
Summer? Maybe it was summer. I don't remember. I don't remember what it was when we started.
Skiing, I guess. I don't know anything about that.
That sounds fun. Let's ski.
Oh, we're gonna go
I
skiing.
don't even know if it's the right season. Anyway, if our experience in Gifu is any indication, we won't have time for things like that.
You're probably right.
So we got sent yet again somewhere else.
Something.
Still not working sales. David is still not taking his role as a salesman. So that's always fun. When I first met Yosuke, I thought he looked way too young to be in charge of a division, especially a Japanese company. He's just smart, worked hard, and had big ideas.
So this is the famous David Sugimoto, huh?
Nice to meet you, Morita-san.
Aw, come on. Call me Yosuke. Isn't that more natural for you?
Nice to meet you, Yosuke.
Now we're talking. I got the story from the boss. Sounds like you really helped out with that plastic food line. The stuff we're going to make here is a little different, though. They're devices. Things people interact with every day.
Now we're making
it's not
devices.
Enough just for them to look good.
We went from like random stuff to plastic food, and now we're making devices, and we are the salesman extraordinaire. I'm not sure if that story is leading somewhere.
Why don't we get started and you can see for yourself?
We're making a compact camera. Take this camera for starters. I got some Discord messages. It should be easy to use, of course. Definitely leave the complicated cameras to the professionals. Should be light to carry it around. If it's light, that's good. What do you think? It should probably take good photos, right? Excellent point. Nobody wants blurry or washed out photos. Let's keep these three priorities in mind. So now we're gonna chop. We got a moving chopper. So that's fun. Drills are like arms, but with cutters. So we got drills. Not moving choppers. That's a bad name. So this is the final shot that we want to make, the final camera. We've got our lens, we've got some viewfinder, flash, button, presumably battery compartment, and we've got several pieces that go together. So the flash unit, this side is all one piece. This then goes here, here. This goes on the end, and this needs to slot in. It needs to slot in right there. So I'm wondering if it might actually be better to use a cutter. Maybe not. So what I think we'll merge these two pieces together. We'll weld those. I don't know why I'm building all the way over there. Let's put this in the center here. Then we can cut the piece out with a drill. While that's welding, we'll move A forward 2, and then A has to come back 2. So that cuts that out. Then we've got these pieces that need to go together. So we can weld, and we can weld. I've got this stray welder over here I need to move. So that welds those pieces, but it doesn't, like, then what's gonna weld these two pieces? We're gonna put another welder here. That doesn't make any sense. Could we... If we did 2, that doesn't solve it. I kind of want this to be here, but then it doesn't weld that together. And that doesn't get welded together either. I want to move these pieces. I want to move them that way. Where is that? Yeah, that is 2 pieces, yeah. Okay. So if I put a welder here, I just don't want to waste extra space, and then I need another welder here. It's kind of frustrating. And then the easiest way, because we already have this area accounted for, is we can bump. We can bump B. B can bump. And that didn't weld. No, because the placement of the welder, we do need it to go. We do need this piece to move with the welder here. See how frustrating that is? Like, if we put that there, then bumping it works. So then we need to add this on the end. We could put that there and get rid of that. Then we can move this over here. That should optimize space. And then we move this welder over here. And there we go. We built a camera. That's how easy it is to build a camera, folks, if you didn't know. We just merge all the parts together with welders. Weld that plastic together. What happens to this camera in the future? It gets old and falls apart. Oh no. It's like, how does the product change? Does it get smaller, lighter, better quality? Camera you take everywhere without even thinking about it? I wonder, could that be a hint at something? The camera's up there. Hey. Yeah, ooh, we did get on space. We could shave off another it looks like we could shave off 10 million yen too. I think I'm okay. Hey Jam, we were amused to see your mother's wish for you to see the country came true just after she sent her letter. Being shipped out to the countryside to help design a factory there must mean they like the work you've done so far. Keep it up and your reputation will grow. And soon after that, they'll be asking for you by name. Eventually, you can get back to the business department where you wanted to be, but that can be in time. If you're enjoying what you do and you're learning something, you might as well keep doing it. And it's good to get that experience when you're young. Many years from now, you'll look back on these days and you'll see how it all fits together. Even if you think it didn't at the time, your mother is telling me you've heard me saying this 1,000 times already, so I guess I'll stop for now. This sounds like a conversation that got turned into a letter. All the best. P.S. Thank you for the plastic sushi and other foods. Really got a kick out of it. So we sent our parents some plastic food, because that's what they love. Pocket calculators. What about a pocket calculator? What are some important features? You need to display the numbers that are nice and easy to read. You want buttons to be clear and easy to press, and you want it to look cool. Wait, really? Absolutely. Why carry a calculator at all if it isn't going to be sleek, futuristic tool? Was there ever a time calculators were cool? Who knows? Looks like we've lost the ability to use some parts. So our finished product is going to be this calculator component here. We have a screen display and we have 2 button inputs. So this one's going to be a 2x3 and this one's just a 3x3. So this one's pretty simple. We could go ahead and get that moving along. Can we get that moving along? We need to bump it and weld it, right? So that's gonna be an arm for that, a welder for that here. And we're gonna try to save a little bit of space. So we're gonna bump, bump. That's not bump. Bump, bump. So there's our 3x3. Then we can move, that's a bump. Then we can move our A 2 spaces in so we can build that first piece. And we'll weld that. We'll weld that together. Now, at the same time, we want to build this piece. And we want to build it, so I'm thinking we can do what we did with like the sushi, where we kind of how did we do the sushi? Yeah, the sushi, we had a piece up here, didn't we? That's not good. Why is that? Is that not bump? That is bump. Poke. Poke. Oh, I didn't move it. I missed that. Okay. So I think we're gonna have to build 2 rows. We're just gonna have to build 2 rows. So we'll bump those as well. At the same time, we're bumping. So that's 1 row. Then we can bump. C can bump. And then we've got to bump these again. Bump, bump. And then we need to move C. And C. Oh, I can't bump it again. I don't think that's gonna work. Let's see. We need to move C forward 2 spaces. Oh, that did work. Interesting. Oh, because we bumped it. If we don't bump it, it doesn't work because we have 2 pieces here. So maybe we try not to, so we can do what we want to do, where we rivet these together. Okay, let's go back to the beginning. Yeah, we need a riveter, like here, I guess, which means then we need you there. Then we need an arm. Look at this. This area is just ballooning. So we bump, bump, bump. I already don't like that. I already don't like that. Yeah. We're gonna go with the win here. We got a lot of moving parts. Yep. How could we do that more efficiently? I just had an idea. All right. The modern office worker surveys the landscape in front of him. Bam! Idea. Grabs the calculator from his pocket. Sleek, high-performance number-crunching machine. Within a few operations, he's come up with something. I hate to say it, but I'm not sure a salaryman can be cool. What? Why not? I could at least be the exception. I mean, the area wasn't too bad, but I had an idea. So, one thing that we could do is we're building these at the same time, right? Like that. And then we could push it over. Could we maybe put you there? And put you there. So I don't know why I deleted bees. We definitely need those bees back. We need 2 more bee pushes. But at the same time... Oh, you just moved those. Yes. Then we want to bump it. C bump. But we can move B here, right? Oh no! Okay, instead of bumping it, we can have C push forward twice. And then of course C has to come back. Not grabbing. And then B. Oh, that's not B, that's a bump. B will have to move 2 over. And then C, that's not C, that's a part. And then C, I don't think we're getting below 7 on movement. We only need to go forward once. so we can bump it. I don't really know, like, there's no really, like, benefit. I guess the bump has the move forward and retract once immediately. Yeah, so we saved quite a bit of space, 72 down to 64. And it looks like we spent more money, too. We spent a lot more money, so, you know. I didn't mean to do that. All right, moving on. Pachi-Sol. I think this is where I left off. An upbeat marching tune was playing from the speakers as an announcer kept up a constant patter. And every time the doors opened, I could hear the loud noise of metal balls falling through dozens of machines. If that wasn't disorienting enough, seeing Tomoe in her non-work clothes made her seem like a totally different person.
Let's make some money.
Tomoe. I'm gonna say it wrong, unfortunately.
Is this gambling?
It's not. I mean, not really. You don't make money officially, but you can make money if you catch my drift.
All right.
Is this all on the up and up here?
Of course.
Up and
it's
up.
all perfectly legal.
The way you're saying that,
It's all perfectly legal, don't
Listen,
worry.
Are you ready or...
It's legal as long as you don't tell anybody.
as ready as...
That's the spirit. Now let's get in.
Legal as long as you don't tell anybody. Hey, it's the robot again. What in the world is going on? Yeah, give me a tutorial, please. Okay. The goal of Pachi-Sol Pachinko Solitaire is to clear all the cards. You start the game with 12 balls and lose when you run out. Balls and cards have a value between 1 and 8. You can clear a card when the value is exactly 1 above or 1 below the ball value. When you clear a card, it will unlock the cards below. This will also change the ball value to the value from the cleared card. Okay, interesting. Because of gravity, the ball can only move to lower areas of the playfield. When you get stuck, use the launcher to launch a new ball. So it can only go down. That makes sense. Clearing a red card removes the ball from the playfield. Okay, but grants you an additional ball. Interesting. Okay. So I guess we launch the ball. Okay, we're up here. We've got a 7. We can clear 6. We can clear 5, we can clear 4, we could clear 3, we could clear 2, and that's it. That's the ball. All right, launch the next one. We've got a 1. Joy. I don't have a 2 up anywhere, so that's a wasted ball. We got a 7. I can't clear that 7. I could clear this 8 or that 6. That'll give me the 5. I can't clear a 3. I can't clear a 5. Goodness gracious. This is challenging. Okay, we got a 3. I can't clear 3. That's a waste. 6. Okay, I can clear that. We got a ball. 8. I do have a 7 here. And then I don't have a 6 anywhere. I've got a 5. I can't go over there. And we've got a 5. There's a 4. I can't go over there now. There's no 3s, okay. 2. There we go. 2 and 1. Okay, and we got that ball back. Hooray. 4. I think, ooh, do we want to clear the 5? That'll give us a 5. Then we could not clear anything else. We can clear this 4. And then we can clear this 4. And then we can clear this 5. This 6. And we're done with that ball. Ooh, this is tough. We got a 1. We can clear the 2. 3. 4. That's it. We've got a 4. We can clear this 5. Then this 6. Then this 5. We got that ball back. We got a 3. We can't do anything with 3. We got a 7. We can clear the 8. Then we can clear the 7. Then we have a 7. We can clear the 8, and then we can clear the 7 and get the ball back. That's great. We got a 5. We get the 4 and the 3. We've got a 2. Hey, thanks for advertising, but I banned people for that. Please do not advertise you selling. Okay. Back up here, boom. 7. 7 doesn't help us. Last ball, we got a 4. We can clear the 3. Last ball, we got a 3. We can clear this 2. Last ball, we got a 2. We can do that, and we are done. We're out of balls. Let's do a new game. Okay. Let's try and beat a game. We'll give it a couple of shots. We'll see how well we do. First ball up, we got a 2. We got a 1, 2. We got 3, 4, 5. That'll be 4, then the 5, then a 6. Then we got 7. And 7 is the end of that ball. We got 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Perfect. Have that ball back. We got a 3. There's a 2 there. Or do I want to go straight? Yeah, 4. Ooh, no. Now I've got 5, then 4, then 3, and then I don't have a 2. We're back up here. We're going to take that top ball, get it back. We've got a 2. We've got 1, 2, 1, and that's the end of that ball. We've got a 4. What can we do with a 4? We can put it in that 5, cash it out, and cash that ball out. We got a 7. We can cash a 7 out. 6. We can take out that 7 or that. If we take out that 7, then we can get that 6, and then we can get that. Cool. We got another 7. We can't do anything with that 7. That's no luck. Can't do anything with this 6. That's we got a 1. We can take the 2. Then we can take the 3. We've got a 2. We can take that 3. We got a 6. We can hit that 7. Then we can take that 8. Now we just need a 7 ball, and we got a 7 ball. We did it. We got a win. Yeah. Okay. All right. Do I need to win more than one game? I don't think so. Yeah, that counted it. Okay. Now we're going to build a handheld gaming machine. The modern business warrior doesn't just take his work seriously, he takes his fun seriously too. So he's always serious. When he begins to play in his handheld gaming device, everyone can see he isn't fooling around. It would have to be something that doesn't look ordinary. Any ideas, David? I don't know. What if it had 2 screens? 2 screens? What would you do with the second screen? I wonder what you'd do with a second screen. This is quite an unexpected idea. It might just work. I wonder if this company goes on to be Nintendo. Look, we're making a DS here. Alright, so we've got a D-pad, we've got buttons, and then we have a screen. And we need to put the screens together. So if we merge, and then we just need to push that up too. That's easy, right? No. Of course it's not that easy. If we put that up there, can we go one more? We cannot go one more. We could do... Actually, I don't... Can we do a track? I think we could do a track. Let's see. If we put a track in there, put you on the track. If we extend it, we only need to bring the track maximum extension. Yeah, we need to bring it down one on the track. So it needs to come back once on the track. Right, we come back once on the track. Why are we doing that? What's merging it together up there? Yeah. Yeah. This is still not gonna work, but if we merge that together and then we don't need the track, and then we pull in on A, we pull it in. Oh, look, I just realized the screens are flip-flop. We've got our screens oriented the wrong way. So what we actually should be focusing on is trying to get these screens welded together correctly. So if we were to flip the screen, maybe. Let's rotate the screen. Let's do that. So we rotate the screen. That's not helpful. I don't know of another way to rotate it. We'd have to rotate it and then move down. It's like so, right? Am I looking at it right? Yeah. So we need it rotated. Boom. How do we do that? So if we rotated it that way, if we rotated it that way, and then we had another, I'm just trying to figure out the rotation here, and then we rotated it on the B axis. We'd have to rotate it on the B axis first. It's not the B axis, but you know, the B arm rotates it, and then we are in the right orientation now. So then once we're here, we want to move it down. So we've got the screen in place, and then B will push it forward 2 spaces. Okay, 3 spaces. Which can weld those. But then how do we weld the 2 screens together? I think we're gonna put a welder here. And then we're gonna put 2 welders here because we're gonna bump the screens down. So we don't need these 2 welders. Yeah, and then B will retract. Not grabbing. That's welded, and then we bump P. That's the completed product. But that's not how I would want it to be built. I don't know. Well, this is certainly a unique device. I'm worried I came up with a bad idea. You shouldn't be. Nobody can predict for certain what will take off and what won't. I'm confident people will want this. Imagine sitting on the train in a row of people playing single-screen games. Nobody will want to go back to single-screen games again. Oh no, do you think we could start a multiple-screen trend? I'm gonna be really honest. I'm surprised that it was as cheap and area efficient as it is. I want to know who did it in, what is that, 3? 1, 2, 3, yeah, 3. I want to know who did it in 3 steps. That's what I was thinking, like, I've got to be missing something about this orientation. So the screen starts off in this orientation. And we need it to be rotated around. There's not really like a rotate. We've got to rotate it twice to get it rotating. And then, it's just like, I don't know. How could we do it in 3? What else could we be working on? We'd have to do the screen separately, so we can't really, like, merge anything. We can't flip. I mean, we could flip everything, I guess. Right, if this were rotated, when we could put it here, and if this were rotated, we could put it here. I wonder if we could solve that. Let's just move that over. Okay, so the idea is that, but we don't want it to merge until that's been flipped and rotated, and we've got to flip. Yeah, I don't think that's gonna work. I don't know what I was thinking. I was trying to move these like up here, rotate those, then we rotate the screen, but we've got to move the screen on 2 different axes in order to get it. But if we put this here, we lose this axis. And if we put this here, then we don't have this axis, right? So it's a tough one. It is a tough one. I think I'm good. Oh no, what did I do wrong? Oh, A is missing. There we go. Okay, let's move on. Next up, the future world. Okay, we got another
David,
meeting here.
I've been meaning to ask you something. What do you think the future is like?
The future? You mean like robots and flying cars?
Those kinds of things, and more. We're living in a time of rapid technological development. Soon, electronic devices will be incorporated into all areas of our life.
Ooh.
Food, medicine, finance, education, entertainment.
Sounds a little scary, to be honest.
That's why I strongly believe that we need to think carefully about what kinds of products we make. Are we truly improving people's lives with them?
We gotta make people's lives better with the products.
The fulfillment. Matsuzawa might not have the most advanced technology, or the biggest factories, or the most handsome executives.
Hey, I can hear you from over here.
But we're inventing the future alongside everyone else.
Poor Oyama-san. Oh wow, we're making a personal computer? That's what he said. I'm afraid it's not quite as impressive as it seems. We're creating a compatible model of another computer type under our own brand. More or less, the personal computer business tends to work this way, with multiple firms working together. We could compete on price by saving money on parts or undercutting the other companies. That's why we're going to differentiate our personal computer in another way. All right. Okay, so we're building this. 2 disk drives, 2 floppy drives, power buttons. Okay, so these 2 buttons need to go in there. And then these 2 drives. So if I weld these 2, if we drill in, so we'll have A move forward 2 spaces. Yes, at the same time, we will bump B, and we can put in a welder right there to merge those 2 buttons. And then we've already used this space. We haven't used any of this space, so I'm going to put a 3rd arm here because we're going to need a welder here. So we extend that up. Then we'll have C. C will come back to, that'll create that. That'll weld that together. Then on step 2, A will retract back. And we need to move that up. Yes, we need to move that up. I just had a thought. Will it work? No, it's just gonna add too much space. I don't. So I was thinking we move this up here. It'll merge these 2, and then we can just kind of push the whole unit down on top of these 2 buttons. But then we're adding, what is this, like 4, 8, 12, 13. So yeah, 26. We're adding 26 to our area. And we're really only cutting 13, so I guess we're adding 13 to the area. But we're not saving a whole lot. Of course, we're gonna add 36 here anyways. So is it actually better? I wonder if we... Ooh, that's also more... Yeah, so that's more movement. So that's retracted at this point. Now we can just bump. Oh, I don't have a way, yeah. I don't have a way to merge these 2 pieces together. Now. We can get fancy. We can pull this over here. Right, so that can do that over there. Let's move those out of the way for now. So actually, if we delete this welder, whoa, did we delete all of B? I don't want to delete all of B, I just want to delete that welder. So we get the same piece there. And then we just need that to come over and down. So we need a short track. And then B can come in. Still not gonna work. It's still not gonna work. I think I got it. Okay. Let's get this piece moving. So A is going to retract. At the same time A is retracting, we are going to slide D 1 over, and then D will retract. And this will be here. Here. And we'll just add another welder there, and we'll bump B one more time. B can bump there, right? Yeah. There we go. Boom. Boom, boom, boom. Boom, boom. That is great. How does that look on stream? Let's look at here. What do we got? This computer case does look good, but do you think people will really decide which model to get based on how it looks? Sometimes the cheapest option is all the customer is looking for, but sometimes something else speaks to them. The product's soul, personality. Ooh, we did really good on area. Cost is kind of high. I want to move this down here. Okay, I don't know why I moved it. Let's go ahead and wrap up 3, and we'll call it a day. A stream. So let me guess, Marita, you're dreaming up a strange new kind of camcorder to take instead of simply going with a standard design. A head-mounted camcorder? That's interesting. If you want to put a camcorder on someone's head, they would probably fall over. This is the 80s, right? So they're huge. But if there was a way to keep the weight down, you could record with a helmet cam while still using your hands. Just in time to catch the bribe. The camcorder on his head would even make him look like some kind of cyborg. All leftover pieces must be destroyed for products to be recognized as complete. What piece would be left over? Yeah, so we have this whole body. We have a cassette piece. These 2 pieces, so this goes here, that goes there, and this piece goes here. Yeah, so what I see is if we merge these pieces together. So if we weld these pieces, that's gonna have to be a rivet. Rivet that. These will have to be welded. I don't know what leftover piece there is or would be, but if we put 2 choppers there, we can put an arm for B here. We kind of got a lot going on right now. Actually, this is 3 high. That poses a problem here. We could move this down here if that's gonna come into place. Yeah, that looks better. But then we still have an issue with that. We don't have a way to merge these 2 pieces because this will come down right on top of it, like right there. So we can't put a welder here, and it's too big to be riveted. Which means we probably need this upper part, like up there. I just want to make sure that the camera's not covering it. So I think we're gonna need a little bit of track. Okay, so step 1 is A is gonna push forward 1, 2, 3, 4. Ooh, we can't push forward 4. Can we? No, we cannot. Oh boy. How are we going to do this without adding a bunch of space? What does that get us? That cuts in not all the way. So I think I know why it was talking about extra parts. So if we did this a different way, we essentially have this drill here, and we get rid of these. So 2 drills is 16,369,000. Ooh, wow. 3 of these is only a little bit cheaper than 2 of these. So yeah, price-wise. Anyways, if we get our drills cutting in, right? Ooh, that's B. We want B to go forward 3 spaces. And at the same time, we want C to go forward 3 spaces. Right, so they're cutting into that. That leaves this extra piece here. But we've got these 2 drills blocking us in, so we'd have to move that camera part somewhere else. And then insert this. Like we could move this unit up. No, I want this part. No, I don't want to select the B. Okay. We could move this assembly up here. Right, let's bring everything down. So we've cut into it. Then we could push it up. Right, we could push it up. Can we push it up? I think we're gonna have to have tracks on this side, but we also need the lens like right there too. So there's kind of a lot of pieces on getting this in the right place. You know, we want to bring it up here and then move it over. We could kind of slot everything together like where it goes and then have this plug in there. And then slide the lens onto it. No, see, I don't like that approach. I like the original idea that I had. I'm just gonna delete everything. I like the original idea I had where we kind of just use 3 drills. They're only 3 million a piece, so 3 of them is basically the same cost as that. We are gonna have to do a little bit more work. Because like we can't, you know, we're not cutting in as far as we need to. So that means we are gonna have to put you on a track. We need to cut 4. So instead of that, we'll just move you along the track 4 spaces. Oh, why is that? Is the track not long enough? It's only 4 spaces wide. I need to go 5 spaces. That's what it is, yeah. So that cuts in there. I think we can have this piece right there. We'll rivet that on at that point. We might be tempted to rivet this piece on. Where are you at? This piece on here. Could be tempting, but when we pull back, that's actually going to get chopped off. How far back would we have to come if we move along the rail back 5 spaces? Then that would be here. Actually, I just want to see how that would look. So that's where it needs to go. Let's go ahead and rivet it in. right now. We're going to weld that in. So then we move it back. So we actually need one more space on the track. Yes. Okay. So that goes that way. Then we could push down. And the soonest that we could get to it is there. And you are, where did the, I'm lost. Okay, and that goes there. Then we need 2 welders for those pieces. So then A just pushes forward 3. And we're done. Okay, yeah, there we go. Yeah, I like that. That's not too bad. Then we don't have any extra components to dispose of. We did have to chop quite a bit of that camera up, though. I don't know how I feel about that. It's a pretty standard camcorder, but the range of features and sleek look should make it a decent option for the market. I know that it doesn't reach your ambitions just yet, Marita, but at least you could take pride in that. Yeah, I'll have to keep pushing. It's a good attitude. I can see why they mention you often. They're talking to me at headquarters? I mean, a little bit. It's natural to talk about how different product divisions are doing. Maybe they're talking about you too, David. I hope not. Space isn't too bad. Cost is good, and time is good. I'm pretty happy with that solution. All right, now we've got on the golf course. Where are we going now?
It's time to say goodbye for now. But I hope we can work together again sometime in the future.
Thanks, Morita-san. I mean, Yosuke.
Don't worry about it. You can call me either way. Before you go, here's something for you to take back with you to Tokyo. Niigata is famous for high-quality rice. Water is an important part of the equation, too. Because we get a fair amount of snow here, the mountain streams are exceptionally clear. I hope it'll bring you memories of the time.
I thought this was sake.
Wow. I don't know what to say.
Oh, we're on the golf course. I was informed that I would be attending a certain golf game. I had never played golf before in my life, so I started to panic. However, Oyama-san stopped me before I bought a set of clubs and membership at the driving range. He told me it would be enough for me to show my face there, and he would take care of the rest.
Nice shot.
Matsuzawa Kaicho.
Oh, it's you, Oyama.
This is the new employee you wanted.
Ah, yes. David, was it?
The Matsuzawa chairman looked me over. Despite his advanced age, his eyes were quick and alert.
David, this is my granddaughter, Mayumi. As you can no doubt tell, she's a headstrong, modern woman. She didn't hesitate one moment to put on pants and join us out here on the golf course.
I suppose in the 80s
However,
that was...
Despite her enthusiasm, her swing needs work.
Challenge?
Grandpa.
In your opinion, David, what should she focus on?
Me?
Just try to answer as best you can.
Making sure her mind is free of distraction or paying closer attention to the way her body moves. So I'm no golf pro at all. I never played before, but I do know it's a lot about how you move your body.
Paying closer attention to the way her body moves.
I see. Thank you, Oyama.
Yes, sir.
What was that all about? I had no idea. Looks like we're in a fishing village. Kind of want to keep going, but I think this is a good place to stop for now. We can try to get through 3 more levels next week, if they're not difficult. So, not next week, on Thursday. Yeah, I'll see everybody on Thursday. Thanks for tuning in, if you tuned in, and thanks for watching on YouTube later. Cheers, everyone. Let's get OBS up here. Yeah, everybody have a good night.